Hello, everyone. Welcome to Classital's live lesson. Today, we will talk about what is IELTS in general and what should you expect during the exam. If you are ready, we can start our lesson. Let me share my screen with you, and we will talk from here. First, in this lesson, we will learn general information about the IELTS exam, paper-based and computer-based exam, and what is the differences between them. We will look at the listening, reading, writing, and speaking. And we will talk about how to assess them. How are they being assessed? First, let's start talking about what is IELTS. IELTS stands for International English Language Testing System. And the aim of the test is measure your English level and report it to the concerned organizations. There are two types of exams. First one is academic, and the second one is general. There are some differences between them. You can take the academic IELTS for university education and postgraduate purposes. You can take IELTS general for the immigration purposes, for secondary education, and employment purposes. You should choose which one you should take, and the result of your exam will be sent to concerned organizations for you. In IELTS, there are 4 parts. First one is listening. I want you to imagine the process that you will take the exam, you will get prepared for it, you will get registered to it, you will choose your center, and I advise you to choose your center and choose your date beforehand, because there will be no time, no dates for you when you want to take the exam. So please register to exam beforehand, at least maybe 4 months ago. So you will have time to prepare yourself too. Now, I want you to imagine that you are entering the exam building and you will be there. I want you to imagine the test process. There are 4 parts in IELTS exam. First, you will start with listening. Then there will be reading sections. Then you will take writing. Then you will take writing. Then you will take speaking. You can do the speaking part at the same day or 7 days before or after the first 3 sections. It depends on your center's schedule and the examiner's schedule. It will be, when the time comes, it will be obvious. Listening, reading, and writing parts take 2 hours and 45 minutes. There is no break between them. There is only time in between when they are giving the papers and when they are collecting them. There will be little breaks, but other than that, there is no break. Then, speaking part takes 11 to 15 minutes. It depends on your performance. It depends on the day. It depends on your performance. And it takes 11 to 15 minutes. Now, we will look at them one by one. First, first you will take the listening part. In total, it will take 40 minutes. There are 4 sections. There are 4 listenings, and in this listening, there are different types of questions. In the in the first section, you will hear a conversation, a daily conversation between 2 or more people. In the section 2, you will hear a monologue, one person will be speaking. And at the section 3, you will hear a conversation, an academic conversation between 2 up to 4 people. And section 4, you will hear a monologue, a speech given by one person on an academic subject. And the sections and the questions are getting harder. Section 1 will be the easiest one, and the section 4 will be the most difficult one. In total, there are 40 questions, and in these 40 questions, you will see different type of questions. Let's talk about the computer-based first. In the computer-based exam, you will hear, let me check. In the computer-based exam, you will hear the voice with an earphone. They will give you the papers. They won't give you the papers. They will give you the earphones, and you will put on your earphones, and you will do your exam on the screen with your mouse. You will be in a relatively smaller room compared to paper-based exam. Usually, but you should check your center too. In this one, you directly answer on the screen. With your mouse, you will see the questions, and with your mouse, you will click on the questions, answers. Also, in the computer-based exam, you can see the number of the questions at the bottom of your screen, up, bottom, on the bottom of your screen. When you finish, if you are not certain about the some questions, you can go back to that question and click on it and revise it. On the paper-based exam, you will hear the voice from a recorder, and you will be in a more crowded room. Imagine that it can be a little bit difficult because you will be in a crowded room. It can make echo, or there can be another problems, and you will hear it from the recorder. In this respect, I find computer-based more reliable, because you can concentrate it more with your own earphone. In the paper-based exam, you will write your answers on the paper. Then you will have 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. When you finish the listening part, you will continue to reading part. In the reading part, you will have 60 minutes. You will have three sections, and you will have 40 questions. These 40 questions are from different question types. It depends on the passage and the questions, but usually for one passage, there are 2-3 types of questions. In the reading part, in the listening part, academic and general IELTS exams are same. But in the reading part, they are different. In the academic one, you have 3 long reading passages. And they are at the university level. They are for the general knowledge from the interesting topics. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4 long passages. In IELTS General, again, you have 3 sections, but in this one, in the first one, you will see 1, 2, 3 shorter texts. In the second one, you will see 1, 2, 3 shorter texts. And in the third one, you will see 1 long passage. In the general IELTS, the passages are shorter and easier. It can be a letter, it can be an invitation, because it is for the immigrant and employment purposes. It is more like the email, letter, these kind of things. Let's look at the computer-based one. In the reading part, you will see the timer on the screen, on the right upper part of the screen. This is very useful actually, because in the reading part, the most challenging thing is time management. You have 60 minutes and you have 3 long passages. So you're keeping up with the time, you're always checking the time. And apart from the paper-based, in the computer-based exam, you can see the text, your passage, and the questions on the same screen. Here is the passage, and here are your questions. So if you want to check something, it is already there, already on your screen. You can see it. And in the computer-based exam, with your mouse, you can highlight the keywords. You can highlight the keywords and you can copy and paste. You can copy and paste with your mouse. So it just gives you more convenient way to write the words. If you are supposed to write the words, you can just copy and paste it, and it won't leave any room for like little silly mistakes. On the computer-based exam, examiner says how much time is left. And when you have 5 minutes left, the examiner warns you. On the computer-based one, the thing is, when you have 1 minute, you can't see how many seconds left. So when the 1 minute is finished, it directly closes itself. In the paper-based one, after you complete the test, you should transfer your answer to your answer sheet. In this one, you can use a pencil to highlight. And the other one, if you are good at with the mouse and the computer, it is the computer base can be more reliable for you. But if you are not used to using a computer, you can choose paper-based exam. Let's look at the band scores. In the academic reading and general reading, if you do 30 questions true, you will get 7. If you do 35 questions true, you will get 8. In general reading, if you do 34 questions true, you will get a 7, band 7 score. And if you do 37 questions true, you will get band 8 score. In the listening, if you do 30 questions correctly, you get 7 band score. And if you get to do 35 questions true, you get band A score. After that, you finish the listening part, you finish the reading part, then you are continue to writing part. This is the last part of the exam. Yeah, this part. It takes 60 minutes. In total, it takes 60 minutes. There are 2 sections. For the section 1, you will have 20 minutes. For the section 2, you will have 40 minutes. So the section 2 makes your 60% of your points, and the other one, section 1, makes 40% of your points. In task 1, there is 1 question. In task 2, there is 1 question. In total, there are 2 questions. Let's look at the differences between academic and general IELTS. Like in the reading, they are not same. In the listening, it is same. In the reading, they are not same. And in the writing, they are not same. In the academic IELTS, in the task 1, you will see a summarization task. It is based on an image, a chart, a mixed chart, a map, and some image. You should write at least 150 words. You can go up, but it is not that important, but you can't write less. If you write less, you will get less points. In general IELTS, in the task 1, you should write a letter. It can be formal, informal, or semi-formal letter. Again, let's think about it. You are taking IELTS academic for the education purposes, and you are taking IELTS general for the immigration, second education, or employment purposes. So they are, according to their purposes, you will be given tasks. Again, in this one, you should write at least 150 words. In the task 2, in the IELTS academic, you are writing an essay, and you should write at least 150 words. And in IELTS general, at the task 2, you are writing an essay again, and it should be at least 250 words. So task 2 is the same. The difference is in the task 1. Let's look at computer-based and the paper-based exams. On the computer-based, you are typing on the computer with your keyboard. It is easy to change because if you write something wrong, you can just delete it and write it again. And also, if you are writing a sentence, and let's say you finish your tasks and you are doing proofreading, and you see you decided that you want to change it, and you want to use a different grammatical structure, so you can just delete it, choose and delete it, and you can write it again. At the bottom of the screen, you will see the word count, so you don't have to count everything. In the paper-based exam, you are writing with a pencil. And it is difficult to change because you have to erase it with your eraser, and then you have to change it, and there is the paper quality is diminishing. So it is difficult to change. And in the paper-based one, you have to count the word yourself. One by one, you are counting it. If you are used to writing with the keyboard, if you are used to writing with computer, you can take the computer-based exam because it will be much more easier for you. But if you are used to writing with pencil, if you like it, of course you can take the paper-based exam too. And assessment criteria for writing. In this one, they are looking for coherence and cohesion. Coherence and cohesion is how you organize your essay, how you are using the linking words, how you are connecting your ideas with the words. Secondly, they are looking for lexical resources. It is how complex is your vocabulary? How appropriate is your vocabulary? It should be true and it should be on the point. It doesn't have to be complex, but it should be true. And how you form your words and sentences. Are they connecting with each other? Is it, how is your word choice? And grammatical range and accuracy. It is how is your sentence structure, and how are you using tenses? Are they related with each other? Are your tenses right? Are you using them correctly? They are looking for this, and they are looking for task achievements for task 1 and the task response for the task 2. And depending on how you deliver, is your information that you are giving are correct or not? And in the task response, did you understand the assignment, true or false? They are looking for this for the criteria. Yes. Now we are at the exam. We finished our listening, reading, and writing part. It took 2 hours, 45 minutes. For today, for that day, you finish one session, then you will go out and do something. And it can be at the same day, or it can be at the 7th day before or after these parts. You will have your speaking exam. You will do it will take 11 to 15 minutes. Again, it has 3 sections, and it has 15 to 20 questions. It will be one-to-one with an examiner. In the section 1, you will introduce yourself, you will briefly introduce yourself, and there will be a question and answer conversation. The examiner will just ask you some questions, then you will answer them shortly, like 3 to 5 sentences will be enough. In the section 2, it will be individual speaking. So you will be speaking. The examiner will give you a topic to speak on. You will have one topic, one questions, and you will have 1 minute to prepare. You will be given a pencil and a paper, and you can write your ideas. Then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. And at this section, when your 2 minutes is finished, the examiner will stop you. In the section 3, it will be a discussion. There will be the examiner will give you 1 main question and 4 or 5 supportive questions. And this question will based on the topic, will based on your question on the section 2. Again, you will be given pencil and paper, and you will have time to write down your ideas. Then you will be speaking about them. You should answer all of the questions, ideally. In this one, computer-based exam and paper-based exams are same. You will have one-to-one, face-to-face conversation with the examiner and you. In a room, only you and the examiner will be in the room, and you will be speaking face-to-face. The assessment criteria for the speaking part is, there are 4 key assessment criteria, and each contributes 25% of your total IELTS speaking score. First, they are looking at fluency and coherence. What does that mean? It means that, are you hesitating so much when you are speaking? Are you struggling with finding what to say? Is your speech like, is it fluent? Is it goes naturally? And is it logical for the coherence? Is it logical what they are saying? Are they connecting with each other? For the lexical resource, they are looking at your vocabulary, how you are using your vocabulary, how complex it is, how can you say it differently, how can you paraphrase your words, and are you using idioms, are you using phrasal verbs? They are looking at these ones. For the grammatical range and accuracy, they are looking at the tenses, basically. Is it accurate? Are you using the tenses logically? Are you changing them? How complex are they? How diverse are they? And for the pronunciation, they are not looking for the British or American accent, but they care about the how it sounds. Are you pronouncing it correctly? Can everyone understand what you are saying, what you are talking about? And each of them contributes 25%, and in total, you get your band score out of 9. This is the and after you finished your speaking part, you will wait to get your results. In the computer-based exam and the paper-based exam, the days are changing. When you get the scores, you can check it from the website of it. And when you finish these ones, you will just wait for your results. And that's all for today. Don't forget to check the Classical website for the practice materials. See you.